Hey, I'm Varun,
I'm Justin.
and we're PeerHealth.
Your health on your hardware.
PeerHealth is a private AI companion that talks you through your health and helps you understand, based on your demographics and region, how to solve any ailments you have based on a peer-to-peer distributed system.
So, imagine this. You've been walking more in the last couple of weeks in order to help your health. However, your heart's been feeling a little weird while you've been doing this. Not super concerning, but a little bit. You could obviously make an appointment with your doctor, but those can be expensive and extremely hard to find. You could go online to things like Reddit, but you don't know what demographic these people are in, or if they're in the similar situation as you. So PeerHealth seeks to solve this issue. We're going to look for similar people to your demographic in this peer, and then try and see, hey, were they able to solve an issue that's similar to yours, and how were they able to solve it, and can this information help you solve your own issue?
Right, and so the great thing about all this is all on-prem happening offline, so none of your data is actually shared with anyone that can be tied back to you, such as your name or a geospatial location. The models that we run using the Gemma family, running a 28 billion parameter model, as well as a 2 billion parameter model that cleanses, validates your data and any incoming responses. So we'll go ahead and show you guys a demo of the walkthrough. So currently you have our onboarding page, and we can go ahead and get started over here. So as you can see, I have my name filled in, and I can name my companion anything I want. We'll say demo. And also we have our network address. So this address will be local to the network, as the device acts as a hotspot essentially. So your phone would never have to be connected to the internet for any of this inference or work to happen. So as you can see, we're reaching out to our demo node, and we have a link through a WebSocket connection. And if we go home, we can easily see that all of our data from our health application is aggregated. And this is actually data from my phone currently. So this is all my health data collected from my Apple Watch. And this is similar for any other tracker such as Aura, Whoop, Garmin, or anything of that nature. So you can see that if we go to our network tab here, we can see that our agent is actually currently, we just ingested the current live data from my health application, and it ingested it on device. Now it's able to put that information into MongoDB and run a vector search in order to understand trends and see if anything has changed in the past. So while it's reaching out to other agents on the network, we will currently show you another chat feature that we integrated that Justin will take over.
Yeah, so this is our chat feature, and like Varun said, we ingest all your data on your phone, but oftentimes this data is complicated and you might not know how to interpret it. So you might not know how to interpret this data. So one of the ways that we help you do this is through this chat feature. Now this chat has complete access to your data, and like Varun said, it's all on-prem and it's all secure, so none of your data will leak. And you'll be able to ask questions like maybe, hey, how's my sleep doing this week? Or how's my how's my steps counts compared to other people in my age range? And this will really help you gauge your health. So example, if we're asked, how's my sleep in this week? And then this will look at your own data, and it'll vector search it with our MongoDB, and then it'll figure out how much you've slept this week, and through the model's knowledge, it'll also figure out, okay, we know your demographics, how much should you have slept, maybe what quality was the sleep, things like that. It can also talk to its peers and be like, hey, for this person's demographic, how much do these other people typically sleep, and how's their health? So as we can see, here's the response. It said I've averaged over the last 7 days 7.5 hours, which is decent, and in a slight 5% decrease compared to the other weeks. Most nights I received 6.9 hours. So, and it gives me a recommendation about how to fix this. It says I should try to dim the lights 30 minutes before bed to help me improve my sleep consistency. Now this might help a lot. So let's go check the network again.
So yeah, going back to the network concept, so essentially our agent was able to communicate with 4 other peers on our network. We have simulated this network essentially, but each network would correspond to a different device. And what we're able to say is the agent is able to deduce that from our metrics that we just uploaded by logging onto the application, that our HRV was actually, we were showing signs of fatigue and stress, HRV being heart rate variability, and it actually talked to all the other peers using Valkey, a pub sub messaging queue essentially. It was able to shout out a message saying, hey, my user from this demographic with this sort of background had this issue. Any other agents, clients experienced a similar issue, and if so, how did they resolve it? Was there any trained in trend or any sort of habit or medication they started picking up? And essentially we can see over here that after talking to all the agents, it's able to get an answer from every single agent and grep those answers. So some agents may not have any insightful impact to share, so they won't reply with an answer. However, the agents that do, right, they're able to give the answer, and then the main 24 billion parameter Gemma agent is able to synthesize and give us a correct answer based on all of their historical data. So it's able to show us that we're showing signs of stress and fatigue with a higher resting heart rate and lower heart rate variability. And it says to aim for 7.5 hours of sleep, which is my recommended baseline, and also try to take a magnesium supplement before bed, as other agents have pointed out that magnesium supplements have assisted their own clients in their process. And it also tells us to be a futuristic outlook on keeping an eye out for our resting heart rate tomorrow, such that if this works, we're able to suggest that it was a good output. However, if it didn't work, then we were able to know that this certain niche or focus did not work for this client, and that it should focus maybe on some little more different techniques. And this is all a peer-to-peer based system, so all actors are on-prem, and no one has access to anyone's data. None of this data can be shared, and it's all raw. And you get to granularly choose exactly what data you would want to give out. So in the health kit to access types, we have defined 14. However, you can change this to however many you would like to have. And yeah, this is all synced through a WebSocket, and it's all totally asynchronous. And this data is only pulled from HealthKit, which is Apple's framework for health data.
Yeah.
So
that's about the gist of our app. And the most important thing is we want to say it's your health, it's yours to control, and it should be on your hardware.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.